Hey guys, Seven here, and welcome back to more of the Last of Us multiplayer gameplay. Before we get going, I want to apologize for being MIA for the past couple days. Um, I kind of got under the weather. I'm still a little bit under the weather, so if you hear me sniffle, I do apologize. I'm trying to get over I guess it was a cold or something, I'm not sure. But anyways, I'm back now. I'm going to try to get a bunch of recording done this week, just to stay caught up on recording and get back on a consistent schedule, rather. Um, Also, I just want to touch on this series. I just want to let you know that the builds I showcase are not definitive builds. They're not the best builds in the game. There's probably more optimal builds. I'm just showing you things that I've theory crafted or that I've used that I think would be useful. You can always switch out guns and perks for whatever you want. Um, Nothing is definitive. And that's what I like about this game. There's so many different options for you to choose from in terms of making a loadout. It's fairly rare that everyone that you join a match and someone's going to have the exact same build you have. So I really like it. Um, I was talking to a viewer after my last video, and he gave me an idea for a healing build I didn't really consider before, and that's just basically putting covert training on top of your heals. That way you don't give away your team's positioning if they're using covert training. I like that idea, and I'll showcase it later. But I do have I've got dozens of, probably at least 3 dozen build ideas or builds that I've used. Most of them are support, but I will try to rotate between support and more aggressive style builds. That way it doesn't get too boring or repetitive where you guys just watch me stand in the background and heal people up. Today I will be showcasing my Marksman build. I call it that because you simply stand back and mark people. It is a little bit more aggressive than the healing build, but it's still very team reliant. As a matter of fact, one could argue that it's a little bit more team reliant than the healing build, simply because you're marking people and it's kind of your team's duty to take advantage of that marking and realize that, okay, there's one guy there, there may be more, or let's try to flank them or see what they do and try to outmaneuver them, outsmart them. If your team doesn't do those things, then your marks on the enemy team is pretty much going to be useless. So there's sometimes where you mark them and someone will just run over there without being aware or cautious, and they'll run into a 1v4. So your friendly team still has to make wise decisions, but it can be useful in the right circumstances. So it's a little bit more aggressive because it does roll with a large firearm. I like the semi-auto because it is balanced. In my opinion, one of the more balanced large firearms, if not the most balanced. Um, but you can switch this up to whatever you prefer. The burst rifle is extremely deadly up close. The full auto is pretty deadly, but the semi-auto is probably the most balanced in terms of range and damage. I like the revolver, but you could go with the 9mm if you wanted. I do go with Hawkeye 2 rather than Hawkeye 3, though it's only a 1 point difference. And the reason why I do this is because it marks the enemies. The marks last 3 seconds longer, and they can now be seen through the walls. So it's quite helpful. Um, then I go with Damage Marker 2. It's not a necessity per se, but I like to go with builds that allow me to maybe play a little bit more passively because I'm not a super aggressive player and still earn a ton of parts. And this doubles the parts earned from marking targets. In addition, any damage you do does mark targets as long as they're not using covert training. So it's kind of going to help you generate parts from your Hawkeye. And then I roll Crafter 2. Now, Crafter isn't super necessary. um, I'm just a fan of it. I really enjoy Crafter. I enjoy crafting items faster and being able to give gift boxes. And since this build doesn't have healing, I like to use the gift boxes. Like, even if it's just a first aid kit, since you're not healing your friendlies, that first aid kit could be helpful. If they get a Molotov, that's super helpful. So on and so forth. But you can switch that out. There are, to basically whatever you would prefer. You could, put first aid training 2 on. You could put like brawler on and then a 1 point perk on as well. You could go with reviver 3, explosion expert. I mean, there's so many replacements for crafter 2 you could do. I just prefer crafter 2. Even talked about it now, I'm like, oh, maybe I should pick something else, but no, I think I'm going to leave the build as is because this is how I used it back in the PS3. Before we hop in the video, I just want to mention this build can be hit or miss because so many people run covert training now. I think more so than back in PS3. That's just my opinion. But back in PS3, I would average 10 plus kills per game with this build and get about 4 to 5,000 parts per game on average. So it was a really, really good build. But on PS4, the few times I've played it, it seems like most of the enemy team, even if it's 3 of them or 2 of them, are running covert training, and that just takes away so many parts, so much potential from this build. So this build is not only reliant on your team, but it's reliant on the enemy team not running covert training. So this is a solid build. I like it. It helps the team out. But if you notice that a lot of the enemy team is running covert training and you're not being able to mark them, then you should probably respond back by switching out your build mid-game. So anyways, without any further ado, let's hop into a match and see how we do. Alright guys, today we'll be playing on Billstown. I believe this is one of the original maps. It's one of my more favorite maps, I think. A lot of different ways this match could be played out. It could be more of a ranged map, could be more of a close quarter combat map. We'll see how the two teams decide to play this, as I just kind of usually follow the flow. Alright, so usually there's a pretty big battle over this. Yep. Oh, and barely getting away. You can see he's kind of lagging right there. I'm hesitant to get up here. This is pretty aggressive positioning. I am going to back off though because I got shot, I think, from the... Oh, crap. I think I got shot from the doorway as well. My life was pretty significantly low. Oh, I tried to mark him. We need to switch our weapons. We're almost out of ammo. I am getting blown up from so many different directions here. But we're going to get a kill there before we're taken down. So, whew. That's a pretty intense start there. We're 1-1-1. We do already have 200 parts, though, from that one encounter. So, not too bad. Not too bad of a start. So, we're going to start now where the enemy team was. So, we'll see if the enemy team elects to turn around to try to engage us, or if they continue forward towards the other supply box. I think the best option would be the other supply box. My preferred playstyle is to acquire all the supplies first and then encounter. But you can see the enemy team is actually getting in position up here for a gank. At least one of them, but there's probably more. If there's one up here, there's probably at least 1 or 2 more. So we need to be a little bit careful. We're going to mark him so the team knows he's there, and just kind of back away. We're not going to poke our head around because he is oh, what? I don't know what hit me there. Like, it seemed like there were 2 explosions in one right there. Obviously that Molotov kind of affected me, but it seemed like maybe someone threw a bomb as well. I don't know what happened. I'm going to try to get around this guy and go grab some healing. We are behind the enemy team at this point. If I can heal up fast enough, I'm going to come up here and try to help get some kills. We do get healed up. And we've got enemies coming from multiple directions right now. Oh my gosh. I need to move. I'm very low on life right now. And then there was an enemy coming to flank us. He was below us, so he's either going to be coming up this direction or more than likely up the stairs over here. So we got to be very careful. Let's go into listen mode and see. We don't see anyone on our screen, so let's kind of back out here. So listen. Doesn't look like anyone's coming this direction. I'm not going to hop off. I want to sustain our life a little bit. I am going to go down and join the fight on the ground floor, though. Looks like we're starting to rotate over to combat over this supply box. The enemy team's already there, so we have to be a little bit careful in how we engage. This is one of my favorite areas to get in team fights. I love this room right here. I wanted to mark him. Okay, so we do get the mark on him. We can potentially get a kill. Oh, he's backing up. Oh, we did hit him, though. We did get some damage off. We're just going to blindly fire through the smoke, but we gave away our position. We were in a bad spot. I'm going to try to just cut straight across here because if I don't get to someone quickly, I'm going to die anyway, but he's not even heading this direction, which is fine because we get blown up anyway. So we are 2-1-2 with 500 parts. We're kind of slipping a little bit in terms of parts, but we'll do a little bit better as the game progresses. Kind of why we slipped in parts there is because we weren't heavily involved in the combat. We didn't get downs there, we didn't get kills, and we got very few marks. But if we were more involved with the combat and aware of where the enemy team was, we could have definitely gotten a lot more parts in that engagement. So that's my fault. Kind of a combination of poor positioning and poor engagement. I tried to get a kill with that Molotov, and had I thrown it sooner, I probably would have, but I took too long to aim. There's a bad guy there. Just going to mark him. Looks like they are kind of gathering up. So we're going to back off and gather up with our team. Very close game, 10-11 right now. Let's go into listen mode and see if we can find out where anyone is. I'm going to craft something. I'm going to craft a bomb just to get a gift and hopefully get something useful to engage with. It's only a health kit. But again, I don't think that's too bad when you can't heal. If your team isn't doing a good job of acquiring health kits, or if they're going through them quickly, it could help sustain your team. So I don't think it's awful when you don't have a healer on your team that you give out health kits. You can see he went up there by himself and did get ganked, rather. There's quite a few enemies up there. Ooh, good headshot there, taking him down. I think I'm in his line of sight, but we're just going to reposition ourselves a little bit and try to get this revive. And we're going to mark him. Oh, we do get hit with a smoke bomb. Yeah, he had a modded weapon. I should have started firing, but for some reason I thought there was another enemy over here. Apparently there was not, though. We're going to walk out, or try to. I guess I was a couple seconds too late. Don't do what I did just there. As soon as you're down, start walking away. If I would have walked away sooner, I could have potentially gotten in a better position to try to be revived. We're 2-1-3. It's not too bad. We do have 0-0-4 on our team. If you're not very good at this game and you find that you're dying a lot, my best recommendation is to try to... Uh-oh. We just lost someone. We just lost 2 people. That is awful. Oh my gosh. Why would they do that? Oh, man. That is terrible. That's frustrating. I mean, we're not that far down. One of the enemy team members did leave as well. It's weird. I don't know if there were connection issues or what happened there. We do see an enemy right there, but apparently it's not letting me mark him. So that was kind of stupid. We are going to stay down a little bit here. We're going to mark him. We're going to try to reposition a little bit. We need to stay kind of behind cover here and make sure we're checking behind ourselves. He does get a smoke bomb off and a really good shiv, so good job on our team's part, on our teammate's part. And again, I mean, we were able to mark that guy, so the teammate knew, hey, there's a guy right there. I'm gonna try to shiv him. So this build can be quite helpful. You just need a team to capitalize on that. I don't know if we'll get more people in the game. It's so late in the game, we might be stuck with 2v3, which is very disappointing. I do mark him. I need to heal up, however. Alright. We need to be really, really careful. I was going to say very and really at the same time. It was going to come out rarely. So that was kind of... not a fun moment with words. I don't like being stuck in this room. And that is exactly why right there. I was able to capitalize because I was going back and forth. But if the enemy team decides all of a sudden to be aggressive and to run up here, we have nowhere to go. They can cut off both of our retreats and gank us pretty easily. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh, what? I know I missed one bullet there, but come on, a board versus a gun, let's be realistic. let's be a little bit honest here. That guy would have been dead. It's frustrating. There are some questionable plays in this game sometimes. There are times where I'm hiding behind a wall and a Molotov will explode on the other side of the wall and I'll still die, like completely. Like I won't just be downed, I'll be killed. And then like you saw right there, I was pulling my trigger as fast as I could, point blank, um, and the dude just hit me with a freaking 2x4 and killed me. I don't feel like that's very likely, but that's fine. We'll just get over it and move on with our lives. We can make a modded weapon, not a crafted weapon, a modded weapon, and a Molotov as well, so that's good. I'm going to buy more armor. I don't feel like we really need to upgrade too much more, though the level 2 upgrade may have been good for my rifle in that previous encounter. Oh, we get a free kill there. I'll take that. We do need to buy some more. Oh no, teammate, what are you doing? Oh, that would have been... Oh man. He shouldn't... So our teammate shouldn't have just gone off by himself right there. We could have had a 1-for-0 exchange there and kind of stayed in the game a little bit better. At this point, for us, every single death is huge because they outnumber us and they have 2 more reinforcements than us. So every death we receive is a little bit more crucial, a little bit more important than our enemy team's deaths. So we have to value our lives a little bit more than they have to at this point. But one of them leaving this game as well, so now it's 2v2, though they still have a 2 life advantage. So we have to be careful here. Again, we have to value our lives a little bit more than the enemy team will value theirs. I'm going to come here, so hopefully he protects me. I'm going to make another Molotov and a smoke bomb for the sake of having one. We're going to give him a gift. He does get a bomb, not too great, but I think at this point that's a little bit better than a health kit. I'm going to stick with him. We're kind of splitting up a little bit, and I don't like that. I feel like the enemy team will probably come from the right. That's why I was heading that way, but I could be wrong. I think they're camping out in this direction. That's why I think they're likely going to be poking out over there. We have 1,700 parts, not terrible for not being very aggressive. Our ally has 1,900 parts, but he has 3 more kills and a buttload more executions. So again, we're just being a little bit more passive with this build in comparison to other people, yet our parts are still competitive with the other players. So okay, so we get a kill there. We need to be careful right here. Oh, frick. Okay, so that was basic. Oh, don't go after him. Don't pursue. You have low life. Oh, he had a modded weapon, so he used that to his advantage there. We did waste a Molotov a little bit, but it was more of a defensive Molotov to try to force the enemy away. That wasn't really a Molotov necessarily meant to get a kill. I mean, it would have been a huge bonus if it did. But it was mostly meant to just chase that enemy away so that our friendly wasn't killed there. That was a little bit sloppy shooting on my part. Sometimes, again, I haven't played this game very much lately. I'm just now getting back into the swing of things. I'm hoping I can get better like I was back in the day as I progress through this series. Oh dear God. Oh, that was a good kill there. That was a good kill. I was questioning whether or not to throw that Molotov. But we get the kill, and that gives us the lead. I am going to use this opportunity to heal myself, because again, we need to value our lives more than the enemy team does. And we are going to buy armor rather than ammo, because I've got some ammo on my revolver. So we need to, basically, again, it's just valuing my life. I'm trying to make it where I won't die if I'm, if I'm caught off guard like that. Oh my gosh, that still downed me? So our friendly runs in, he does get the kill, and he is going to revive me as well. Good exchange there on our part, very good teamwork. I'm kind of surprised that bomb killed me. I started moving away from it. I was a little bit late moving away from it though, because there for a second I had a brain fart and I forgot that you could reposition while healing. And my life was so low, I was more worried about getting back to 100% than anything. But it is what it is. We survived that exchange. We're gonna make another Molotov here. Quite a few Molotovs this game for me. 5, 5, and 4 with 1 revive. Not great numbers, but you can see again our parts are fairly competitive. I do take quite a bit of damage there. You know what I'm actually going to do is throw a bomb. Just kind of chase him off. Oh, I thought we downed him there. Our friendly kind of getting in the way. I almost got killed. Basically, as long as we don't die here, we're going to win. I am throwing a Molotov. Oh, we do get a kill there. And here comes the other enemy player from the left. Reposition. Oh, goodness gracious. We do get downed after the timer, but we end up winning that game. Our friendly ally did an amazing job. 10, 11, and 4. My parts, though, not too bad for not having that many kills. Let's take a look at them. Yeah. Let's take a look. 6, 6, and 4 were my numbers with 3,700 parts. So it's third in the game. But you can see, I mean, look at how many more kills. Our friendly had 5 more executions. And it's what, like, potentially, is it 50 or 75 points for a special execution. And then I think 25 points just for a standard execution. And then he had 4 more downs, which is 400 more parts. So you can see if I was competitive, if I had 10 downs, I would have led this game by 100 parts with this build. And that doesn't include the extra parts from the execution. So with the executions, we would have led the game by a few hundred. So pretty interesting build. It's just going to get you some added parts, whether you're aggressive or not. It's just a good way to generate parts, I guess, and try to build up your survivors. So anyways, that's it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and I will see you all next time.